Hi, and welcome to another episode of Westies and Besties podcast. Today, we're delighted to have with us Alan and Finlay, all the way over from Florida in Tampa. So without further ado, let's dive in. Alan, thank you very much for coming on. Great to see you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So we're just for our worldwide Westie family, just tell us a bit about yourself, what you've done, where you live, that type of thing.
We live in Florida. We've been here 49 years in Florida. So we're not native, but close. So most people who live in Florida are, first generation. So we've been here a while. My kids were born here. Wow. I've had the privilege of working in many different corporations, and a while ago I started working with the NHL, National Hockey League. I do technology for them, which has been a lot of fun. For this will be my 18th season starting this year.
Wow.
And that's really an incredible thing. I'm an avid cyclist. I'm involved in the local cultural center. I'm on the board there. I'm involved in a lot of things. But the thing that gives me the most pleasure is working with Finlay at Moffitt Cancer Center. Moffitt Cancer Center is a very large facility. They have 5 locations currently. They keep on adding new facilities, more hospitals, expanding. They are a premier cancer center here in Florida. They're rated one of the top cancer centers in the United States. Finlay and I started there about 7 years ago, and he has absolutely loved doing it, visiting the patients. It's a beautiful thing to see the patients smile when you walk in their room. On a sadder note, we do see some patients who are at the end, but often they have a large family with them. And, the family's sitting there with their patient, and the dog walks in and the family gets all excited. It's a break in what's going on. It's something to focus on. Oftentimes they have their kids or grandkids, and they all come pouring out of the room and give the dogs attention. So you're putting smiles on faces. And a lot of times, it is a very successful cancer center. So a lot of times we're seeing people who are getting good news, but it just brightens their day. I've had people say, I've been here for 2 weeks. I'm finally going home. Good news. But Finlay coming into my room is the best thing that happened to me.
Wow.
So, that's very powerful. Mm. That face of a Westie makes you smile. You can't avoid it. There's just something about that sweet little face. Now, interesting with Finlay, I don't know where he picked this up, but he has started a few years ago. When he's with the patient, he puts his paw in their hand.
Wow.
And a couple of weeks ago, there was a patient in the bed, and his wife was leaning over. He put a paw in each of their hands.
Wow.
So
wow.
It's kind of neat. He knows what he's doing. When he's working. People go, he's such a calm, easygoing dog. No, he's a Westie. He's a total maniac. But when the vest goes on, he just knows that he's working. Mm-hmm. And, if I'm in the neighborhood and a dog walks by, he wants to go see the dog. And he pulls But at Moffitt, I often am working with multiple dogs because I actually help. That's why they made me volunteer of the year, is I do a lot of things to help bring all the new people on board with their pet therapy. So we're often working with 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes it's been as many as 9 dogs on an outing, which is awesome. So it's really a very rewarding thing. We've made approximately 450 visits. We've seen easily, because we see about 100 people each time we go, but patients we don't see. We see about 20, 25 patients. So you can do the multiplication, and we're close to 10,000 patients that we've visited.
Wow.
So In fact, I was making an appointment at the vet for him yesterday, and I'm talking to the receptionist, and I said, yeah, I can't come in on Thursday. We're going to Moffitt. Can I make it Friday? Her husband was a patient there, and they met Finlay when her husband was a patient there.
Wow.
So, and they remember it. People remember it years later. I mean, because they oftentimes come back, or they're there to see a doctor, and they see us, and they just remember. I've been in stores with Finlay, and people will say, "I remember visiting him when he visited me in the hospital." It's really neat. A couple things, if you want me to talk about being a therapy dog.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is when we got Finlay, it had been many years of other dogs and so on. And I said, I've got to really learn what's new about training dogs and caring for dogs. So I signed up and got into all these training classes, and Finlay enjoyed the classes. So he did very well. He enjoyed the classes, but that gave him socialization. And his trainer did a lot of things where we would go to the malls, we would go out in public, and I did more and more of that with him. So it's a lot of socialization. People go, my Westies can be very socialized, even though they are Westies. They are just a unique breed. So the training was really a lot of fun, and he did real well with it. And I learned early on that he likes people. And he if a car drives up and parks, he's got to go to see who's in the car. I go, they're not even near here, but he wants to see who's in the car. He's just been that way. And what really told me he was going to be a therapy dog is my daughter's grown and she lives nearby, and she had gum surgery. And she came over the house to lay down on the couch and rest until she felt better. Finlay jumps up on the couch and he curls in with her, just with her. And that told me he would be a therapy dog. And if you, in the story that was published, my wife had some surgery at Moffitt many years ago. It wasn't cancer, and she's fine. Lady walks in, would you like pet therapy? We go, yes. And I notice the lady is my dog's vet tech. At that time. This is a long time ago, in the previous dogs. And so that was a great encounter. You don't forget those. And many years later, when Finlay was getting trained, she walked into the training center. It's the only time I've ever seen her since then. She walks in the training center and says, you got to go to Moffitt. And it's been history. A little side note, I got involved in actually certifying therapy dogs. I'm not doing that right now, but I was doing that for a while, and I had the privilege of certifying one of her dogs. So that was a neat turnaround.
Well, tell me a bit. We'd like to dive into this because we have therapy dogs over here. We've done articles in the publication previously where Westies, again, are very, very successful therapy dogs. So if you could talk us through the sort of process, I mean, how does it all come about? If, say, for example, you can see your Westie is more compassionate than probably quite a few humans as well, to be fair. But and you see that quality in them. How do they go around to go through that process? How does it start off? Can you talk us through that?
Well, there's a lot before that gets started. They have to be a year old. Okay. I like the Canine Good Citizen certification. It is definitely not required, but there's a lot in that is good training. But what you're looking for is a dog who won't jump, won't lick, approaches strangers nicely. Now everybody goes, I got a Westie, the dog jumps on me. In fact, what's funny is if I'm getting certain treats for Finlay, he dives me. I want that treat. But it's interesting. He will go running to my next door neighbor and jump into the air into his arms. he has never, ever jumped on anybody when he's working. He knows that he's working. I don't know how he knows, but he does. So it's no jumping, no licking. You want to make sure that the dog is, calm in the environment. I mean, when I was certifying dogs, the biggest turnoff was a dog who's nervous.
Right.
So they need to feel comfortable there. And, a lot of that is getting used to the environment, going places, going outside. I remember one day we were at the big hardware store here called Lowe's, and they were unloading a truck of metal pipes. Bang, 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 loud noises. He was nervous. But by the end of the truck unloading, he was like, oh, okay. So they do get used to it, and you've got to be able to make sure that they can adapt to that. They want the dog to be good on a leash, be good with other dogs. Almost all the approvals require a 2-foot distance between dogs when they're working, which amazes me because, I'm working sometimes with 5, 6, 7 dogs, and we're getting to work. Let's go. He has no issue with that. He'll look at the dogs and move on in. So,
wow, excellent. So what's the sort of ratio for the dog completing the course and being ready to be a therapy dog? Let's say, how many out of 10 pass the course, would you say?
Easily, okay, let's start with when I was doing it and I told people, I'm sorry, your dog's not ready. I would say 90% of those people, or 95% of those people, said, yeah, I didn't think so. Of those who were ready, it's a very high percentage. At least 95% passed. If you have the training, a lot of the places will do pet therapy training. If you have the Canine Good Citizen, if you have those, it's almost a guarantee that you're going to be able to pass the test. So it's a high ratio.
Wow. Is there any particular dog breed that stands out the most in regards for this particular job?
No, that's what surprises me more than anything else. One day I was going to be working with a dog that I call an ugly dog. I'm sorry. We all have our preferences. That dog made so many people happy. It was great. That changed my mind about it. And one day I was doing the certifications and I go, great, I got 2 Dalmatians coming in. That's not good. They did perfect. Salt and pepper. They did perfect. So you can't prejudge. I had one day, I think it was a pit bull or a Rottweiler, I forgot which, had been abused. And when I'm doing the certification, I like to be able to, see what startles the dog. And it had been an abused dog. It was a rescue. I startled that dog, and it was like that, pulled away completely. But then I warmed up to it, and it passed fine with flying colors. So, it just, the handler needs to know, approach people slowly. So, I mean, there was no issue. So there is no breed. Finlay is the 3rd Westie at Moffitt. So they've had other Westies there.
Wow.
And
all your previous Westies, they've been therapy dogs as well.
No. Right. No, he's the first one. That's a great story. No, he's the only one that would made a therapy dog. I'll tell you briefly about the other 2 dogs. When my daughter was 5, many, many years ago, we were looking for a dog, and my wife did the research, and she grew up with dachshunds, and we did our research. We wanted this and we wanted that, and we looked at Karen Terriers, and I go, well, let's do the Westie, and we got a Westie. It was Chelsea, and she just put up with everything. she didn't like other people. She liked the family, but she put up with everything. My daughter had this little electric car and ride around the neighborhood in an electric car. Chelsea would sit in the car with her all day, and it just could put up with anything. And then when he was a few years old, we went and got a male, and that was Duncan. And Duncan was an absolute gorgeous Westie. He was just beautiful and perfect color, perfect everything. But he was afraid of his own shadow. So there was no way he was going to be able to go places where there were noises and different things. And he really only had eyes for my wife. I'd walk in the house, he'd run right past me. Where's the wife? So, and then Finlay just loves everybody. My wife has a book club, and they were here on Sunday, and there were 8 girls and women, ladies. And he would go from one to the other and sit with each one of them for about 5-10 minutes and then go to the next. So,
yeah, they're brilliant. We our little Westie passed away coming up to a year ago now, next month, October. But he would do the same as well. He would come into whichever room we were all in. He would come and visit us, and he would spend about, like you mentioned, about 5 or 10 minutes of each person just checking up. He'd look up, oh, what are you doing? I'll spend a bit of time, and then he'll go off into the next room and go and spend some time with Kim, the editor, my partner. And then when we're at her father's house, he would do the same if we're all in different rooms. Or if I'm out doing the gardening, he'll come and check up on us. And that's what they do, Wes. They want to know where everybody is, and then they're so content then after then, aren't they?
Yes, but they need to know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's fascinating. Fascinating with the therapy dogs. So there's all sorts of different sort of breeds.
Yes,
yeah.
Great Danes make great therapy dogs. Greyhounds, Labs, everything.
Yeah.
So
they're amazing dogs, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And sometimes, I get requests, we'll have a bunch of dogs and a nurse will come up and say they want to see the big dog or they want to see the little dog. So you never know what the patient wants. And
does each dog, you mentioned you can get up to about 9. Does each dog go on a separate day, or do you all go?
No, that's when I'm working together. Like tomorrow I'll be going to Moffitt, and I send out an email to about 50 people who have dogs, and I might have 3 or 4 show up tomorrow. I might have 6 show up tomorrow.
Got you.
Sunday we had 5, and a week ago we had 6. So, we had 4, and then a week ago we had 6. So I never know who's going to show up, but it makes it fun. Other dogs go different days, but I guess they kind of like going with Finlay.
Nice. Excellent. They're amazing dogs, aren't they? They can smell if somebody's going to have an epileptic fit. We've seen video footage as well where the dog will go up and alert its owner, and then you see the owner calm down and sit down. Then you'd see the dog go to the fridge and then take out some medication or a bottle of water or something like that and go and bring it back to the owner. It's unbelievable. It's amazing.
I've had a lot of people tell me that their dog smelled the cancer before they noticed it.
Wow. Unbelievable. How does that work then?
They can smell it.
Yeah.
It's a distinct smell that dogs with their amazing sense of smell can do.
Yeah.
It amazes me if I have food on my 5 fingers. He knows and I can put where he can't see it. He knows which finger has the most food. It never misses. Yeah.
Yeah. Typical Westie. Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Great. So you mentioned it. Finlay is your third, or you had 3 previous?
Yes, we had 3 previous ones. Yeah. They're long gone. But Finlay has been the most unique. He's a riot. He's extremely smart. He loves doing tricks. A lot of times there are patient rooms that we cannot go into because they're in isolation. He'll stand outside the door and do tricks and turn around and stand up and lay down, roll over. So
awesome. And it's great for the staff as well there, isn't it? not just
The
for the
staff is
patients.
equal. Oh, the staff loves it. Yeah. Some days a lot more than others, because in our typical routine, first thing we do, we go to the nursing station, and the nurses all, get all excited, and, they love it. They take pictures, and, it stops whatever they're doing. It's a wonderful thing. And, on our rounds, at the end of the rounds, we see the intensive care areas. Well, we can't go in there, but what we do is we just alert the staff that we've got, 4 or 5 dogs out in the lobby, and the staff comes out, and some days, you can see it's really made a difference because they've had a really tough day in the intensive care areas. So they're dealing with the most sick of patients. So.
Yeah.
And funny story. This happened to me last week. We were done working. I'm walking out, and the main entrance, and this is on a Sunday, and I see a woman in a wheelchair with an ice bag on her head, and somebody pushing her. And I just said, to her, "Are you looking for, the urgent care area, which is, the emergency room?" And she goes, "Yes." I said, "Follow me." Well, it's only about 200 feet from where we were. But by the time we got there, she's sitting there like this. By the time we got there, she's got a smile on her face and laughing at Finlay. So it made a difference. So.
Yeah, it's so important. It was the same with my mother-in-law as well. She was suffering from cancer at the time, and but just a little white bundle of fur just coming in, it just makes everybody's day. Like you mentioned at the start of this conversation as well, Alan, just their little Westie faces. It just automatically brings a smile to your face, doesn't it? And it can
It does.
light up any room or any situation. And
Yeah.
you've got to commend people like yourselves as well who actually spend their time going out and helping improve the mental health of other people, no matter what they're going through. It's just an amazing lift.
But it's rewarding to me as well. I mean, some days are hard, and yeah, it's emotional sometimes, but it makes you feel more appreciative of what you have. It really makes me feel good to have done it, and see the staff and the patients and their families, and sometimes the little kids and everything. It makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't not love a Westie too. I mean, all the dogs do an absolutely fantastic job as well, and all their guardians also. So I salute you. Absolutely fantastic job. Brilliant. Keep it up. It's great. We need more people like you, honestly, on this planet.
It's fun. It's fun.
Great. Perfect. Okay. So, if you don't mind, I'd just like to go on to the quick fire sort of rounds. Okay. It's a bit of fun. Just some questions. How well do you know your Westie? So, if it's okay with you, we'll start off in regards to the quick fire round regarding all about your Westie. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Ready? Oh, and by the way, these are actually our new quickfire round questions. We had that, so you're the first one that we're asking these to. So this is quite exciting. So here we go. So, what's the one snack your Westie can't resist?
Probably cheese.
Really? Wow. Okay. What's the biggest diva moment? When do they demand attention?
All the time. But when it's his time to eat, he's got a built-in clock that is perfect. 5:46, he's barking at me. He gets a treat at 2:30. At 2:28, he's barking at me. So, yeah, when it's time to eat.
So he's more of a barker. Does he like stare sometimes if you're a bit late with giving his treats and his food?
he kind of growls. Yeah, he can talk. He can talk.
Great. Right. What's the Zoomies style? So is it laps around the sofa, or does he normally tear up the garden?
He's not allowed free in the garden. So, but he runs in after he gets his bath. He runs into our room, runs under the bed, runs out of there into the other room, runs back, and runs this way. And he's 11. So, yeah, after his bath is when he has the most zoomies.
Well, excellent. So, what's it like trying to get him into the bath beforehand? Is he reluctant, or is it hard to find? Are you searching the house to find him?
It's interesting because in order to be a therapy dog, he has to have a bath before we go to the hospital. He's got to be clean.
Yeah,
and he doesn't do it as much as he used to. But I go, we're going to go to Moffitt. Are you ready? He would go to the door to where the bath is and wait. So he's good about it, but he complains the entire time he's in the bath.
Right, awesome. Okay, the favorite prey, is it squirrels, pigeons, or the neighbor's cat?
Squirrels.
Wow.
Squirrels, scale of 1 to 10. Although, it's squirrels. I mean, he'll go after, we have lizards here and all over the place, and he'll watch the back door of the house, and if there's a squirrel on the pool deck, I mean, a lizard on the pool deck, he starts barking until I let him out. And he chases them. They're pretty fast, so he doesn't win. But squirrels are the number one thing. We can be walking, I go, squirrel, and he's pulling the leash. And he'll pull it out of my hand. He's that strong.
Wow. Bravo. And do the squirrels tend to come around and tease him a bit more to get him out of the house?
No, they see him and they're running.
Good.
There's lots of dogs in the neighborhood.
Right. The toy that must go everywhere with him.
He's not that much into toys. But he likes stuffed animals, and if somebody comes into the house, a guest comes in the house, he will grab the nearest stuffed animal and bring it to them.
Wow. Okay.
So he's got tons of them, but he doesn't play with toys as much as he used to.
Right. Oh, his birthday's coming up soon. Is that right, Alan?
Yeah, he'll be 11 at the end of the month.
Wow. Happy birthday. Brilliant. Do you normally get like cakes and put a party on for him while we're on this matter?
No.
But
he knows it's his birthday, but it's not a big deal. It's not that big of a deal.
Does he get extra treats or anything, or?
Oh, yes.
Right.
He'll get extra treats.
Right. Fair dues. Good.
He loves these. I get these no-hide bones for him.
Okay.
And he loves those. He'll get one that night.
Oh, wow. Nice. Good. Right. What's the funniest, most embarrassing nickname you call them?
Monster. I say to my wife, where's the little white monster?
Awesome. Great. Now, does Finlay prefer a muddy countryside stomp or a clean beach walk?
Countryside.
Nice.
Because there are more smells.
Oh, true. Yeah, good point. What's their stubbornest habit? So you could shout, bribe, beg, and they still won't budge.
You don't have enough time for that. But we're out walking this morning, and he smells another dog that he wants to smell. There's nothing going to move him from that, and he's just smell. So it's his nose that makes him stubborn. But you can't get more stubborn than a Westie. And it's funny because when we're working at Moffitt, a lot of the times, depending on what the environment is, and somebody go, what's his name? I go, stubborn.
And they know it as well, don't they? If they don't want to, they're very set in their ways, 100%.
Yeah, well, as his trainer taught me, he goes, he'll do anything you want, provided he thinks it's his idea.
That sums up a Westie, okay. Yeah, 100%. Brilliant. Right, what's the best cuddle spot? on your lap, tucked under the duvet, or stealing your seat?
For my wife, it's stealing her seat. And for me, it's right next to me. So when he likes to curl in right next to you, pushing you. I mean, so, you feel that he's there. So, and it's funny, my wife and I started watching, it's an English show called Grant Chester. Mm-hmm. And we started watching that. And as soon as the music comes on for that, he runs up and sits with us.
Nice.
He knows that's an hour on the couch.
Wow. Watching one of his favorite programs.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Excellent. So what's Finlay's ultimate guilty pleasure? Is it sock stealing, bin raiding, barking at the postie, or digging to Australia?
He is I've had, as I've said, I've had many dogs, and he is the most unbelievably easygoing dog. He really doesn't do any of that. I mean, one time he ate one shoe. It's been many, many years since he stole a sock. He is just, if I drop food in the kitchen, he won't even look at it. If I drop food in his feeding area, nothing's faster than he is. But so, yeah, he's a little angel when it comes to that.
Wow. He sounds very mature for his age.
He's a riot.
Awesome. Great. Okay, so we're coming on to the bonus curveball questions now for a bit of extra fun. Right. If your Westie had a job, what would it be? Would it be Chief Squirrel Inspector, Snack Quality Control, or Professional Sleeper Napper?
What was the second one?
Snack
Control.
Yeah. Snack quality control.
Snack control. Yes, definitely snack quality control.
Awesome. Great. So, what's their signature look? So is it freshly groomed teddy bear or scruffy little rebel?
If we're up to him, it'd be scruffy rebel, but he's usually very well groomed, as you saw when he was here before.
Yeah.
So
I suppose he has to be as well, of course, being a therapy dog too. You can't. Yeah. Fair dude. Do you have a groomer that you take him to, or does the groomer come there, or do you do it yourself?
No, I bring him to a groomer, and he goes every 6 weeks. A week from Friday, he'll be going there. And I had one groomer who did our previous dogs and did our dogs for years and years, and did him for a while, and then her back went out, and I had to change groomers. And the first time he came home, he looked like a schnauzer.
Wow.
And I said, no, I need a Westie cut.
Yeah.
This is the picture, and the picture is still there in the store where he goes to, and he looks like a Westie. So she's done a great job ever since. So she's admirable.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Great. Right. If Finlay could say one sentence to you, what would it be?
It's time to eat, Dad.
Excellent. Love it. Great. Okay, right. That's really tickled me, that, Alan. Yeah, fantastic. Whatever else they're doing, their therapy, their compassion, their empathy, everything else going on that you think they might actually mention. Yeah, where's the food, Dad? Yeah, where's my snacks?
When we're working at Moffitt, after X number of rooms, I haven't figured out the number. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 6. He stops and go. He just literally stops until I give him 3 treats, and then he'll keep on walking.
That's your end of the bargain as well for everything that he does. Yeah, fair dues, and well deserved as well. Great. So we're going on to the Westie owner quickfire round now. Okay. So let's start with question number 1. The morning routine with Finlay. Is it a quick walk before work or a long leisurely stroll with a coffee?
Typically, we get up at about 7 o'clock in the morning here, and he gets fed. And then we go for a walk around the block, which my wife goes, how come it takes you 1 hour to go around the block? I go, do you know how many times he stopped to smell? So that's our typical morning.
And they'll go.
And he likes to have 4 or 5 walks a day.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Minimum of 2 miles a day for him.
Brilliant. That's great for a almost 11-year-old. That's really good. Wow. And so he stops and sniffs every blade of grass as well. Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And if you missed one, he goes back.
Yeah. Brilliant. Excellent. Okay. So, right. What's your favorite weekend vibe? Is it a dog-friendly pub lunch, or brunch, a beach adventure, or a Netflix cuddles on the sofa?
My typical Saturday is I get up early, feed him, walk him real quick, go on a bike ride, and I come back, and then he and I go for a walk. So it's a walk around the block or after I get back. So that's his typical thing. His is definitely walking. So,
yeah, and it's their walk as well. It's not ours, is it? It's theirs.
No.
And they'll take their time. They'll go where they want. Brilliant. No, that's great. So when shopping for Finlay, do you go for premium brands, value finds, or a bit of both?
He has imported food. So
wow.
I know that WAG is very much into the raw, but we're doing some. He gets a mixture of freeze dried raw, but his main diet is imported from Italy. So yeah, it's not.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
Yeah, he's Westies have sensitive stomachs.
Mm-hmm.
And so this food does great with him. All his medical records are great, so we stick with it. And it's herring.
Great, perfect. So, wow, I've never heard that. Well, I'm not really surprised with the Westie that they get their food imported from Italy. I mean, let's face it, they're almost like on the luxury sort of breed list, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's great, though, that because the better the quality of the food that they have, the better sort of life they're going to have, from a health perspective, like anything else.
Yeah, there's a little pet shop nearby, sort of nearby. And I was very impressed when I walked in there because they carry his food. And they are strictly all high-end, raw. Every brand in there is a high-end, best you can buy.
Awesome. That's great. Right, next question. The Westie wardrobe. So collars and harnesses only, or jumpers, raincoats, the sort of full fashion show?
We have raincoats. We have warm coats. We have this type of harness, this type of vest. But when we're working at Moffitt, he's always wearing a tie or a bow tie.
Really? Wow.
Or a team bandana for football or hockey.
Awesome. Brilliant. Oh, that's great.
He's always dressed up.
They do look immaculate, though, when they've got a bit of a bow tie and a tie going on, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get bow ties in America when your Westie comes back from the groomers? Do they put that on as well?
Yep.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, it's great touch. Great. Okay. Travel style: staycations in the countryside, city breaks with your Westie for little Finlay, or jetting off without him.
City breaks. That's really a bone of contention. My wife and I would like to travel, but I don't like leaving him. So we don't travel as much as we could or should.
Yeah.
So it's staycations, and he likes going out in the car, visiting places. But he insists that the window be open.
Really? Does he
roll down the window?
Does he stick his head out the window while you're traveling?
Until the speed gets too high, and then he brings it back in.
Wow. Okay. Has he got a little harness as well in the back? Is he in the back seat? Or
he's in the front seat. He's got a bucket that he fits in, and then there's another one that harnesses to his collar so that he's secure.
Awesome. Brilliant. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'll have to do some more research on that. It's like the reasons why you always see like dogs' heads hanging out of a car window. I find it's
That's
hilarious.
smelling. We're smelling the world.
Brilliant. Okay, so how do you usually find dog products? You mentioned that, sorry. Local pet shop, online pet stores, or social media recommendations?
I do a fair amount online because there are certain things that he does like that they don't carry at this shop. Um, and but the local pet shop where have the high end foods, they have some neat things there.
Great, perfect. Now, going on to some of his favorites here, dog snacks. Is it home-baked goodies, premium natural treats, or whatever they can sneak off your plate?
He doesn't touch plates, but he gets a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff. He likes blueberries and strawberries, apples, kiwi, carrots. Broccoli is one of his favorites. Last night we went out to celebrate some birthdays, and so I had fish. When I came home, there's a little bit of fish in my pocket in a napkin, and so yeah. But he gets a lot of his snacks are natural foods.
It sounds like he got a fantastic diet there with him, to be fair, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the fish omega-3 and, the fatty acids is really important as well, of course.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Fantastic. Excellent. Next one. If Finlay gets pampered, is it at a professional groomer's, DIY at home, or spa day indulgence?
His groomer takes very good care of him, and I said to her many times, and she gets treated very nicely from me. But I want him to look like a Westie, but I want the experience to be good. So if we're having a bad day, it's okay. It doesn't have to come out perfect. So she's very patient with him.
Awesome.
So
does she use any sort of lotions, perfumes, that type of thing? Some smellies at all once she's finished?
A little bit, but I don't like that because you really don't want to have any perfume when you're in the hospital.
Good point. Yeah. Great. Now, going on to his little social life. Are you part of a Westie dog community group or more of a solo bond with your little bestie?
We walk around the neighborhood and we visit the different dogs in the neighborhood. Typical dog walking hour here. We see 5, 6 dogs in the neighborhood. So
and they all know each other, and yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any other Westies in your area, Alan?
No. I wish we did. The group in Colorado, she has 50 Westies in her group. So I'd like to. I wish there were more. Every now and then I see a Westie, but there are not a lot of Westies in Florida. With the allergies and everything else, it's a little difficult.
True.
Yeah, Finlay has some allergy issues, and I spend a lot of time taking care of that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a hotter climate down in Florida, really.
It's green year round. So
yeah. Wow. Okay. Right. So going on to dog care spending. Do you budget carefully, splurge when it feels right, or go all out? They deserve the best.
He deserves the best.
Yeah.
He's a riot.
Great answer. Okay. Favorite way to treat yourself and maybe your Westie? New clothes, eating out, gadgets and tech, or dog accessories?
Can I say all the above?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Yeah. If you saw what's to the left of me and the right of me, there are computer screens everywhere. So in front of me. So yeah, there's a lot of tech in this house.
Wow. Great. Biggest pet parent pride. So you've mentioned this earlier, but I'll still ask the question if that's okay. Training successes, Finlay's personality, or your bond together?
His personality. I mean, the training is great, but he really enjoys being around people. It's a very neat thing to see. So
very sociable. Brilliant.
Very sociable.
Awesome. Now, if a brand gave you a free gift for Finlay, what would excite you the most? Would it be toys, grooming products, food or treats, or stylish accessories?
Food and treats.
Of course.
He is definitely food oriented.
Brilliant. That's excellent. Alan, well, that wraps up the quickfire questions. Thank you very much for answering those. Honestly, that was great fun. That was brilliant. And
I enjoyed it.
I should have mentioned this at the start, is I love that T-shirt. That is brilliant. Fantastic. Grouper. Awesome. Great, awesome. Just for our viewers as well, because you introduced me to Finlay when we were before we started the recording. Is there any chance that the audience can have a quick look at Finlay? Be introduced.
Let's go for it, Finlay. Finlay, come.
Here's the little fella.
Go look.
Wow.
Look, squirrel. There's a squirrel.
Oh, it's a beauty, isn't he? It's a beauty. Look at that face. Absolutely top therapy dog. Brilliant. Hello, Finlay. Hello there. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
He's a pretty little dog.
Awesome. That's brilliant. Well, look, Alan, again, thank you very, very much for
my pleasure
sharing your story with us and answering the questions. Keep up the absolute amazing work that both you guys do. Wish there was more people like you guys, and wish you all the very best. Stay in touch, and what we'll do as well, we'll pop you over the latest edition of Westies and Besties magazine.
That's great.
So it's our 5th anniversary this year as well. So we'll be doing something special, like launching the podcast and the YouTube channel all about Westies. There's nothing else like it on the planet for the West Highland White Terrier global community.
You got that right.
Yeah. And it's brilliant. Let's stay in touch. And thank you again. So just before they go, is there anything else that you'd just like to add or have a comment or a statement at all to the world?
Westies are the besties. They're an amazing dog. I mean, I've had every breed you can think of, and once you have a Westie, there's nothing like it. And there are some days where I walk into the hospital and we hear Westie, Westie, Westie. They have a Westie. Their next door neighbor has a Westie. I found a nurse the other day, grabs him, picks him up. I had a Westie, or I have a Westie. I mean, yeah, Westies they're unique.
And I'll leave it there. Awesome. Alan, thanks again.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care. Hi, we hope you loved today's episode of the Westies and Besties podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and tune in for the next episode. Now, if you'd like to be a guest, please feel free to contact us on the details below, as we would be delighted to share your story and to meet your Westie.